Scorpio rising is a complicated one. Now, if you're a Scorpio rising, it means that you also are quite incisive. You go into any situation a little bit skeptical. You may talk to people, you may engage with the activities, but you're a dark horse. You're always holding something in reserve. You're always keeping things back. You might want to get talking and find out everyone else's business, but you'll be very cautious of giving away yours. You're very wary of not revealing too much about yourself, and you remain an unknown quantity. Sometimes in a new situation, Scorpio rising deal with it by being enigmatic, right? You try to be a little bit of a mystery. You're charming, but you're very conscious of personal power and projecting that power by not being too chatty or too available or too accessible. So there's a big wall around Scorpio rising. Sometimes you don't even like new situations. You only enter new situations if it's an absolute tragedy and you virtually have to. So sometimes a Scorpio rising will only jump if pushed, and you may have to face enormous crisis before you make change in your life. And new situations for Scorpio rising are often marked by grand transformations, chaos and upheaval, but you thrive on that. Every now and again in a Scorpio rising's life, there's going to be a tumultuous event, something life-defining, something from which you fall, reinvent yourself, and come out stronger. So always be alert to that. It's very likely that when you came into the world, your early years were full of things that made you feel unsafe. There were crises. Maybe you didn't trust your parents. Maybe there was a lot of anger in your household that you had to deal with. Maybe things looked all right on the surface, but you could feel the tension. You could cut it like a knife, and that deeply affected you psychologically, leading you to always question people's motives and look beneath the surface, because you know there's so much more than meets the eye. At a young age, you discovered this. Perhaps at a young age, your life was upended. There was some sort of crisis, even a family bereavement. And because of that, you learned that life is an unpredictable, possibly tragic place. And as a result, you have a fair degree of caution, which leads you always to analyze and hedge your bets and to try and best understand things from a total perspective so that you are kind of insured against trauma. Sometimes Scorpio rising can be dramatic. You may be the one who marches out of the party because you're fed up that you don't like the way the party's being run, you don't like the way people are behaving, or you're the first to say, this is where it ends, guys, this is going the wrong way. So you can be a disruptor in that way too.